Bueno, yo voy a hablar en español y vos vas a traducirlo, ¿eh?
Okay. Bueno.
Namaste. Namaste, namaste. Namaste. Mariana es nuestra traductora.
Mariana is our translator.
I understood that. Namaste, Mariana. Good evening.
Namaste.
Bueno,
Comprendí eso.
Kastrup, I would like to introduce my wife, Yana.
Quisiera presentar.
Ella fue la primera discípula de Indra Devi en Argentina.
She was the first disciple of Indra Devi in Argentina.
Oh, wow.
Y también de origen ruso.
And also she is Russian.
Igual que Indra Devi.
As Indra Devi.
Yes.
Wait a minute, necesito hacer la conexión con Facebook.
I need to do this connection with Facebook.
We have 5 minutes still, so no hurry. We are
Todavía
ready.
tenemos 5 minutos, no hay problema.
Está.
So it's about 10 o'clock in the morning in Argentina.
Yes. Sí, son casi, faltan 5 minutos.
Just 5 minutes to 10.
Wow. ¿Cómo está tu familia?
How is your family?
We are so far so good. We are a bit locked down here since March. So we are actually somehow trapped in the house. So it's okay.
Por el momento bien, estamos encerrados en este momento, así que estamos como atrapados en la casa por el momento, pero bien.
¿Cómo?
So,
Sí.
my
Continúa.
mother and I, we are in this house since March.
Mi madre y yo estamos aquí desde marzo.
¿Tiene chicos? ¿Tiene hijos?
Do you have any kids? Any children?
My daughter, she lives with her mother, not very far. So we are seeing each other. Sometimes she comes here every 2 or 3 days because I start to teach her some yoga classes now. So she comes, it's very good.
Mi hija vive con su madre y viene aquí 2 o 3 veces por semana que le estoy enseñando yoga en este momento.
Okay.
Es muy bueno.
Primero queremos agradecerle el hecho que haya aceptado nuestra invitación.
We first want to thank you that you have accepted our invitation.
I cannot refuse this invitation for many reasons.
No podía rehusarme esta invitación por muchas razones.
Bueno, ¿cuáles son las razones?
Could you
First of all, the connection goes very deep, you know, because Indra Devi is a student of my grandfather, so I have to accept this because the connection goes very deep.
Indra Devi, como estudiante de mi abuelo, no podía rehusarme esta invitación porque va algo muy profundo.
And secondly, you and your students have been to our school, so we also feel a very direct and personal connection.
De sus estudiantes han estado en mi escuela, por lo tanto sentimos una conexión muy profunda.
And most importantly, when I was contacting you in 2008, I think when I bring out a book of photographs of my grandfather and his most important students, you were so generous and kind to send me some wonderful, wonderful photos of Indra Devi, which was part of the book. So I should be the one grateful to you.
Y estoy muy agradecido porque en el 2008, cuando estuve contactándolo a usted por las fotos de los estudiantes de mi padre y sus estudiantes, y de mi abuelo y sus estudiantes, usted me envió las fotos de Indra Devi, entonces yo estoy agradecido por esto.
Para nosotros es un placer y una alegría estar en contacto con el nieto del maestro de nuestra maestra.
For us it's a pleasure and a joy to be in touch with the grandson of our teacher.
Tengo un pequeño video muy cortito que quiero mostrarle a él de una...
I would like to show you a small video, a short video.
Please.
Por favor.
This is composed this morning by my father, Sri Krishnamacharya, on the occasion of the visit of his first student from the United States, Srimati Indra Devi.
¿Podés traducir esa parte, si puede, Mariana?
No lo llego a oír, something about completing this module, but I couldn't hear completely the video. No pude oír totalmente el video.
Bueno.
So what he's saying in the video, this is from my grandfather's 100th birthday celebrations that year when Indra Devi is visiting him, and in the morning, she is visiting him, I think, in the afternoon. And in the morning, my grandfather has composed a little poem about Indra Devi in Sanskrit. That is what my father is trying to read out.
Esto es de los 100 años de mi abuelo, y Indra Devi estaba visitándolo por la tarde, y mi padre escribió mi abuelo escribió un poema sobre Indra Devi, y mi padre estaba tratando de leerlo en sánscrito. Eso es lo que se oye ahí.
It was the first time I met Indra Devi because it was in our house, this meeting. I was, I think, 14 years old.
Creo que yo tenía unos 14 años y es la primera vez que conocí a Indra Devi, eso fue en mi casa.
It was the 100th year of my grandfather at this time. And
los 100 años de mi abuelo.
Visit him, yes.
Y ella visitaba.
Era un pequeño recuerdo que teníamos, y tenemos a tu papá, tenemos a tu abuelo, y la tenemos a Indra Devi, que hoy presente no lo tenemos físicamente, pero sí en nuestro
y
corazón.
papá de él conocimos.
Ahora.
It's a little way of remembering that you have your dad, your grandfather, and we don't have Indra Devi with us here, but it's a way of remembering her.
Bueno.
She is just behind you.
Yes. Que está atrás nuestro en la foto. Thank you.
Está detrás de usted.
¿Cómo ve el yoga hoy?
How do you see yoga today?
It's a very difficult question because there is one part which is very joyful in me and one part that is feeling a bit sad as well, because I see that the yoga is on a convergence, a divergence point, and it is going to go in two different ways.
Es un poco difícil para mí porque por una parte es algo muy alegre y en otro sentido es algo triste, porque el yoga está en un momento de divergencia y se abrirá en dos ramas.
So what is happening is that there is one part of the big part of yoga that has become very commercial and very superficial, where the focus is mostly on the physical practice and it is going in one direction. But luckily for us, there is also a wave of people who are very serious, who are somehow wanting to study much more deeper the tradition of yoga, and that is also happening. But these two are moving in different directions. My wish is that it would move in the same direction, but the reality is that they are moving in two different directions.
Hay una gran parte del yoga que está yendo en una dirección comercial, superficial, puramente física. Por suerte para nosotros, hay otra gente, un grupo de gente que quiere ir a un estudio más serio, más profundo, pero a mí me gustaría que esto se uniera, que fuera todo junto.
When I look at the dedication of teachers in the past, like for example, if you take Indra Devi, for example, she came from Russia to India in a time where transportation was not so easy. And she studied with a master where the language was not the same. I don't think Indra Devi spoke Sanskrit or Kannada, which is the language of my grandfather, but yet the sincerity and the dedication was in the heart that drive her to learn from such a master, even with all these barriers of distance, of culture, of language. But today's many people who are part of the superficial world of yoga want to learn very quick, want to learn only in their neighborhood, and want to learn only few things so that they can just go out and make some money.
More short sentence.
Con la dedicación que se estudiaba antes era distinta. Usted ve la maestra Indra Devi, por ejemplo, que fue de Rusia a India, se tuvo que transportar en un momento en que no era fácil transportarse. En un idioma debía estudiar que no era el suyo. Probablemente no sabía sánscrito ni el idioma de mi padre. Pero su sinceridad, su dedicación, realmente la llevó a salvar esas barreras y, de distancia, culturales, del idioma. Pero en este momento la gente quiere algo más superficial y más rápido, en su lugar, en su barrio, todo local.
So that's the majority of the yoga, but because they have turned yoga into a business and a profession rather than keep it as a noble dharma.
La mayoría del yoga ahora se ha transformado más en algo comercial, en una profesión y no tanto en el dharma.
And however, there is one part of the group of practitioners who are finding that there is not the answers they are looking for in the superficial, and therefore there are enough of them who are coming to more serious and more in-depth teachings of yoga. So I see a divergence happening, and I think in another 5-10 years, the divergence will be much more clearer.
Hay un grupo que empieza a no encontrar respuestas en esta práctica superficial y entonces se vuelca a una búsqueda más profunda. Y creo que en 5 o 10 años se va a ver más claramente esa visión.
¿Cómo ve él hoy la formación de instructores en el mundo?
How do you see nowadays the training of instructors in the world?
This is the part that is the problem, because in the old days, people who were skillful in a particular field were the ones who were teaching. So if you were very, very, very good in photography, you taught photography. If you are very, very good in music, you taught music. If you are very, very educated in yoga, you taught yoga. The problem with the modern era is that everybody can just be a yoga teacher. There is no guideline, there is no proper discipline to see you can teach yoga, you cannot teach yoga. There's nothing like that. So that's a very, very sad state, because the quality of education is very low in most of these teachers.
Esto es un problema, un problema en este sentido. La gente con más capacidad, con más habilidades, no son las que están enseñando. Si uno es muy, muy bueno en fotografía, en música, en yoga, esa es la persona que debe enseñar. Pero en el momento moderno, todo el mundo quiere enseñar, todos enseñan sin una pauta, sin una guía, y eso realmente es muy triste.
My grandfather spent many years studying with his master, 7.5 years in Tibet. But now people are becoming yoga instructors with 100 hours and 200 hours. That is very shocking, because the standard is so low. And if they represent yoga to other people, of course, the quality of teaching will not be very good. There's so much in the yoga to be learned.
Mi abuelo enseñó yoga después de 7 años y medio de aprendizaje. Y los instructores de yoga de este momento empiezan con 100 horas, 200 horas. Eso baja muchísimo los estándares. Y ellos son los que presentan y representan el yoga para muchos.
¿Cómo es el tema de la alimentación de una persona que quiere ser instructor de yoga? Es una pregunta.
So, what would be the nutrition of a person that wants to be a yoga instructor?
Well, this is more complicated, because in the yoga tradition and the Ayurveda tradition, we are emphasizing that people eat according to the constitution of their body, according to the season of the place they are living in, according to their age, and considering these different parameters, we recommend the appropriate diet. So it's not one fixed thing.
One of the things that is difficult about una de las cosas difíciles sobre la alimentación es que esto es complicado, porque en la tradición del yoga nosotros recomendamos una dieta, una alimentación de acuerdo a la constitución del cuerpo de la persona, de acuerdo a la temporada o las temporadas, de acuerdo a la edad. Entonces son varios parámetros que llevan a cuál es la dieta.
And mostly what I would suggest is that they are dominated by a vegetarian diet as much as possible. And even if they have to eat some meat, perhaps not to eat it like 3 times a day, but rather eat it like maybe once in 1 week or 2 weeks, because our body does not have that capacity to digest so much meat. So that is what I recommend my students, but I don't insist, because food is a choice that people have to make themselves.
Sugiero que sea una dieta principalmente vegetariana, con poca carne. Si uno come carne, que no sea 3 veces al día, sino más bien 1 vez por semana, 2 veces por semana, porque no tenemos la capacidad en el cuerpo de pasar todo esto y de absorber todo esto.
I remember my grandfather saying that when Indra Devi wanted to become a student of his, he insisted to her that she has to become vegetarian.
Yes.
Recuerdo que mi abuelo, cuando Indra Devi quiso ser su alumna, le insistió que debería ser vegetariana.
Y además que no tenía que tomar café.
And she shouldn't drink any coffee.
Y no comer ninguna verdura que crezca debajo de la tierra.
And not eat any vegetable that grows under the earth.
Porque después...
Root vegetable. Yeah.
Bueno,
Bueno, porque él quiso todo posible para que Indra Devi no no está con él.
He tried in many ways to for Indra Devi not to be with him.
Porque no aceptaba mujeres.
He didn't accept women at the time.
At that time.
In this time, he was very strict. He did not accept the woman, but he could not say no to the king, who had insisted that he teach people like Indra Devi. So he tried to make it difficult for her. But that's what I'm trying to say. And it shows the dedication of the students like Indra Devi, where even though the learning was made difficult, she accepted those challenges and continued to learn. And that is inspiring. And those kind of students are very rare today.
En el momento era muy estricto, pero no le pudo decir que no frente a la insistencia del rey. Y lo hizo difícil para ella, para Indra Devi, estudiar, pero ella lo aceptó. Y eso es muy inspirador, y es lo que ahora no veo en los alumnos.
¿Su padre era tan estricto como él, como su abuelo?
Was your father as strict as your grandfather?
I think in different circumstances, my father was probably as strict as my grandfather, especially to some of the close students like me, for example, he was very strict. But to others, he was not as strict as my grandfather was, but also in his earlier life, in his earlier part of his teaching, he was a bit more strict than later. But with very close students like me and some others, he was quite demanding because he expected us to be the representative of the tradition, so he would not accept that lightness from us. So he was very strict to test us as well.
En distintas circunstancias, probablemente mi padre era tan estricto como mi abuelo, sobre todo para sus estudiantes más cercanos, no tanto con los demás. También en un principio fue más estricto que más adelante, pero con los estudiantes más cercanos él era muy exigente porque esperaba que ellos fueran los representantes del yoga.
One of the great lessons I learned is that the more strict my father was with somebody, the more he loved that student and the more he knew that that student had very good potential. So he was testing them with his strictness. And I really feel fortunate about it now, even though it was very difficult in that time.
Una de las grandes lecciones que yo aprendí de mi padre es que cuanto más estricto él era con un estudiante, era porque más lo amaba y porque veía un gran potencial en ese estudiante. Entonces lo ponía a prueba con esa forma tan estricta, pero ahora lo veo como una bendición.
¿Fue estricto con él?
Was he strict with you?
Oh, very. I think he was the most strict with me compared to many other students, so it was very difficult. Some stories I cannot even share in public, how strict he was.
Creo que fue increíblemente estricto conmigo, y algunas de las historias o anécdotas de cómo ocurrió esto ni siquiera las puedo compartir en público.
Decirle que lo amaba mucho entonces.
Then he loved you very much.
Of course, I have no doubt about it. My father loved me very much.
Por supuesto, no tengo ninguna duda al respecto, él me amaba mucho.
¿Él es estricto con sus estudiantes?
How about you? Are you strict with your students?
With some of my students, I am very demanding, but I am not as strict as my father or my grandfather is. But I am quite demanding with some of my students who, again, I see as the future students of this tradition and who are very sincere, who can manage, because that is the only way the teaching will continue.
Con algunos de mis estudiantes soy muy exigente, no tanto como mi padre o mi abuelo, pero a los que veo como el futuro de esta tradición, soy así muy exigente.
Like with my daughter, I am quite demanding, but I'm not very strict like my father was with me, because my daughter is still very young, she's only 17.
Con mi hija, por ejemplo, soy muy exigente, pero no tan estricta como tan estricto como mi padre. Ella tiene solo 17 años.
And she's not a better student than me, so I don't have to be so strict with her.
No tengo que ser tan estricto con ella.
Because she's a better student than me.
Porque es mejor estudiante que yo.
¿A qué edad él empezó su práctica de yoga?
When did you start, what age did you start your yoga practice?
This story I can share because it's a very interesting story. When I was very young, I was not really so interested in yoga. And when I was about 8 or 9 years old, in the school, my father started a class for young children, and he would take my brother, but I didn't want to go, so I did not go.
Esto lo puedo compartir, es una anécdota que se puede compartir. De muy pequeño no estaba tan interesado en el yoga. A los 8 o 9 años, mi padre comenzó unas clases en la escuela y llevó a mi hermano.
But a few years later, maybe 1 or 2 years later, he started taking my sister as well, who is younger than me by 3 years. He would start taking her also to the classes. And I was left alone in the house. I was so bored. And you know, in those days, there was nothing on the TV, or there was no video games or things like that. So I was all alone. So in some way, I was forced to go to the classes as well. So I was the last in my family. And I really have to thank my sister for that, because she started going. I was left alone. I started going.
Bueno, más adelante, en 1 o 2 años más adelante, mi padre empezó a llevar a mi hermana, que tiene 3 años menos que yo. Y entonces yo empecé a quedarme solo en casa y aburrirme. No había televisión, no había videojuegos. Y debo agradecerle a mi hermana el haberme quedado el último en casa, y así fui el último en unirme a estas clases.
So I think about 10, 11, I started my yoga lessons. And already I started teaching when I was about 13 to other children.
Entonces comencé a eso de los 10, 11 años, pero luego, digamos, a tomar mis clases de yoga, pero a los 13 años comencé a enseñarlo ya a otros niños.
¿Qué piensa él de dar clases de yoga a los niños y a partir de qué edad?
What do you think about teaching yoga to kids, and from what age would you say?
I think in the current generation of our lifestyle now, I think it should be made obligatory that all the schools start teaching children yoga. And I would say sometime when the children are about 8, 9 years old already, because by that time they are almost independent. My grandfather would say that we could start teaching yoga to children when they can start eating on their own. So about 7, 8 years old, I think it's a good time to start.
En la generación actual, diría que todas las escuelas deberían enseñarlo. Y alrededor de los 8 o 9 años, cuando los niños empiezan a ser más independientes. Mi abuelo pensaba que cuando ellos comenzaban a comer solos, era un buen momento de empezar a enseñarles. Quizás desde los 7, 8 años, diría.
I really think it is very important, because now the young children are so distracted and they are so agitated that yoga at that time will give them very good health and very good focusing capacities, so they are not so stressed and so anxious.
Y lo más importante es que los niños ahora están tan distraídos, tan agitados, que el yoga les ayudará a enfocarse en esa temprana edad.
¿Cómo afectó la pandemia el dictado de las clases y los cursos de él?
How has the pandemic affected your classes and where you teach?
Completely, it has affected our classes because we can't really go to the school since March. We are basically teaching many of our classes from internet, online classes only. So that has grown a bit because students feel very connected when we are doing the classes online. So I teach monthly some online classes, whatever is possible through the online medium, so that we can keep connected in our heart. Because in this time, people need a sense of connection and security, and that is what we are trying to do.
Bueno, completamente. No podemos ir a la escuela en este momento desde marzo, con lo cual la enseñanza se ha volcado en línea o internet, y esto ha ido creciendo un poco. Los estudiantes tienen esa necesidad de sentirse conectados y de sentir la seguridad, y esto es lo que les da las clases.
¿Él está dando clases libres por internet toda la semana?
Are you giving open classes on internet?
Yes, I'm doing basically 3 kinds of classes. One is every week or every 2 weeks, through some of my students, we have open classes where we are discussing some topics of learning that is of interest to the general public. That's one part. The second part, I'm offering some seminars on a monthly basis where each month they meet me 6 times or 8 times for 2 hours each time. And we take a theme and we go much more deeper. And this is more like those who want to participate, they join, they subscribe to this. And the third one is I offer a lot of one-by-one classes to my students who want to take one-by-one sessions to learn some yoga practices for their health and well-being during this time. So these are the 3 kinds of teachings I'm doing right now.
Estoy haciendo básicamente 3 tipos de enseñanzas en este momento. Uno es una vez por semana o cada 2 semanas quizás, una conversación abierta con los estudiantes, y que esto está abierto al público en general. Luego estoy haciendo seminarios en segundo lugar, que se reúnen 6 u 8 veces, un par de horas, y allí se unen algunas personas que quieren ahondar más. Y también tengo algunas clases 1 a 1 con ciertos estudiantes que quieren aprender y seguir esta práctica.
Quiero mostrarle una foto, si él me permite.
I would like to show you a photo, if you allow.
Please.
Por favor.
Yes, this photo I know.
Do you know this picture?
Yes,
¿Reconoce?
I know. This, I think, was in Los Angeles somewhere in the 1980s. There was a conference held called Vini Yoga in America, organized by Larry, and he had invited Indra Devi and my father to speak as well.
Who is Larry?
La reconozco. Esto fue en Los Ángeles en los 80, y fue una conferencia sobre el Vini Yoga en Estados Unidos, y invitó mi padre a Larry y a Indra Devi a esa conferencia a hablar.
¿Quién es Larry?
Who is Larry?
Larry was a student of my father from the 1980s. Yeah, he is a student of my father in this time. I want to show you one photo.
Okay, welcome.
Larry era un estudiante de mi padre en los 80 y quisiera, bueno, mostrarle yo por mi parte una foto.
Tell me if you know this photo, and tell me if you know who took this photo and where it is.
Dígame si conoce esta foto y quién la hizo, quién la tomó.
Esa foto fue tomada en Estados Unidos, de una amiga de Indra Devi.
That's from the US. A friend of Indra Davis took the photo.
Y se publicó en el Yoga Journal de China.
And it was published in Yoga Journal of China.
Nice picture.
Yes.
Nice.
Hermosa.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Muchas gracias.
¿De qué le gustaría hablar?
What would you like to speak about? What would you like to
Whatever you want.
A mí me gustaría hablar que explique qué es el yoga para alguien que no conoce nada.
Would you what yoga is for someone?
Before we go into that, I just want to show one more photo.
Antes de comenzar con eso, quiero enseñar una foto más, por favor.
Let's see if you know this photo.
Veamos si conoce esta.
I don't remember.
No la recuerdo.
Long time ago.
Hace mucho tiempo.
You should remember because you sent me this photo.
Debe recordarla porque usted me la envió.
Thank you,
Okay.
thank you.
Good question.
Hace
Hace
por lo menos 30 años atrás.
38.
Bueno, no.
Maybe 30 years ago.
30.
I think so too. I think so too.
Bueno,
Creo.
¿qué es el yoga para una persona que no conoce nada?
What is yoga for someone who doesn't know anything about yoga?
I always am asked this question, and I always go to the most simple answer that my father gave.
Siempre me he preguntado esto y siempre voy a la respuesta más simple que me dio mi padre.
It's a relationship, as simple as that.
Es una relación, tan simple como ese. Como eso.
To clarify, maybe a healthy relationship.
Una
And-
relación saludable.
When you look at it, if you look at it from the point of view of asana, yoga is a relationship with the body and the breath. If you look at meditation, it's between the breath and the mind, or the mind and the object of focus. So yoga is, I would always define it as a very healthy relationship between different entities, however you want to use that, because the word yoga comes from the origin yuju yoga, which means a connection. And the place where usually a connection happens, that's a relationship.
Básicamente es una relación saludable. Uno puede verla desde el punto de vista de la relación saludable entre el cuerpo y la respiración, o entre la respiración y la mente, o entre la mente y el enfoque que uno tiene. Básicamente el origen de la palabra tiene que ver con la conexión entre distintas entidades, una conexión saludable.
¿Y cuál sería la definición de yoga para un profesor de yoga?
And how would you define yoga to a professor, to a teacher?
I would say the same thing. I would say that yoga is a relationship between ourself and the universal consciousness. Ourself with a capital S, in our consciousness, and the universal consciousness. It's a relationship. We have to honor nature, we have to honor others, but at the same time, we have to honor ourselves. So it's a relationship between two hearts, two consciousness.
Básicamente diría lo mismo, es una relación entre nosotros como una entidad capital y la conciencia universal. Pero en última instancia tenemos que honrar a la naturaleza, tenemos que honrar a los demás y a nosotros mismos. Es una conexión entre corazón y corazón, entre conciencia y conciencia.
corazón a corazón.
¿Qué importancia tienen los yamas y niyamas en el practicante de yoga?
What is the importance of yamas and niyamas in the practice of yoga?
I think that's the foundation, the platform. And I think that is where the modern yoga is failing, because in modern yoga, many people see yoga as techniques. But yoga is not just techniques. Yoga is a way of life. And that is where the yama and niyama become the platform for all these other things, which are practices that come later. Because without the yama and niyama, the practices are useless.
Diría que es lo fundamental, el cimiento, porque aquí es donde falla el yoga moderno. Se ve al yoga como técnicas, y esto es muy distinto. El yoga es la forma de vida, y luego viene esto, se va fundamentando con la práctica.
So yama and niyama must be very, very important. The reason why it may not be taught so much is because in India, these are things that are taught to us from our childhood. So we didn't need to learn this specifically from our yoga teacher. But I think in the modern time, in the modern era, there must be a very important place for this even in the yoga classes, and it should be the most important thing that is taught.
El yama niyama es el fundamento, pero quizás en India esto se enseña desde la niñez. Entonces no se debe enseñar durante el yoga. En cambio, en el yoga moderno tiene que ser una de las enseñanzas fundamentales.
¿Hay alguno que es más importante que el otro dentro de los yamas y de los niyamas?
Would you say, is one yama or niyama more important than the others?
Would you choose one eye more than the other? Would you choose one nostril more than the other?
¿Usted elegiría un ojo más que el otro o una narina más que la otra?
I think they are self-perpetuating. The yama will support the niyama will support the yama. They cannot be separated. They are like two wings of the bird.
Creo que son autoperpetuantes. El yama apoya el niyama y así se apoyan el uno al otro. Son como las dos alas de un ave.
Voy a preguntar esto. Finalidad del yoga, no que despierta la conciencia de ser realmente quien es uno, de ser divino, que el profesor trabaja con esto y después realmente trabaja a través de práctica del yoga para que el alumno despierta la conciencia quién es uno de verdad en este mundo, para transmitir después a alumnos que somos divinidad separado por el cuerpo.
So in the teaching of yoga, isn't it to awake consciousness and the divine being? Isn't it that through practice we find who we are to then be with the others in the world?
You know, the reason why I talked about this as a universal consciousness is because for some people, the universal consciousness may be in the form of the divine, but for some people, it may be in the form of nature. So because the word divine brings in a lot of association with things like religion, for some people that becomes a bit like a blockage. So that's why, depending on what is the personal belief of a person, people may connect with yoga, and through yoga, their own consciousness can connect with the divine or the universal consciousness in whatever form they believe in whatever form that sits comfortably in their heart.
La razón por la que hablo de la conciencia universal es que para algunas personas esto se relaciona con lo divino y a veces lo relacionamos con la naturaleza. De acuerdo a lo que trae la persona, para algunos lo divino está muy asociado con la religión y eso crea un bloqueo. Entonces hay quienes pueden creer en esto y para algunos se conectan con el yoga mediante lo divino y hay otros que van por esta conexión universal.
And that's why Patanjali has been very, very open and said, and is defined Ishvara, the divine, just as a teacher, not as a creator or a sustainer or a punisher or a judgmental God, but he has just presented divine as a teacher. That's all. A timeless teacher.
Esto nos abre a lo divino y no es el creador o el sostenedor, sino es básicamente el enseñante o la enseñanza.
Mariana, some students are messaging me that the internet is cut in the Facebook. Can you just check if it's still active?
Hay algunos estudiantes que están diciendo que internet ya no aparece en Facebook. ¿Esto podemos corroborar?
Ahora veo.
I will check.
Yes, wait a minute.
Esperemos un momento.
Wait a minute. Para que se conecte la Diana.
La pregunta de él no estaba entendible porque yo desde
Bueno, ya leí. Un momento.
Un momento.
No. Ya está.
It's ready.
Ahora está.
It's ready.
It's ready. Sorry. Lo siento.
Disculpen.
Good. So what was her question? She had a question, I think. Diana had a question.
¿Tenía Yana otra pregunta o quería...?
No, que yo entendí que me preguntan no entendible para la gente de la India, porque ellos nacen con la conciencia de su interior. Y occidentales necesito realmente no estar en el yoga nada más que parte externa, que necesito también entender que tenemos potencialidad en el interior nuestro.
I understood this, that in India people grow with this, or are born with this interior consciousness, whereas Occidentals, we think more of the external part and we need to grow.
Well.
Yeah, I think that's the paradigm difference because in Asian culture, we are often looking at the individual consciousness as part of a social setup, that it's dependent and it's influenced and affected by people around us. Whereas in Western thought that is coming from the Greek philosophy and all that, everybody is looking at each other as just an individual. And very often, I think the mind is confused to be the consciousness. Whereas in the Oriental approach, mind and consciousness are two different structures, two different entities even.
Creo que son distintos paradigmas. La cultura asiática tiene esta conciencia individual en lo que ve la influencia de los demás, la influencia social. En cambio, cuando la cultura occidental, que proviene de los escritos griegos o de la tradición griega, se enfoca más en los individuos y a veces confunde la mente con la conciencia. En cambio, para nosotros son dos cosas muy distintas, la conciencia y la mente.
Gracias.
¿Cómo ve la vuelta a la nueva normalidad en el dictado de clases?
How do you see the return to the new normal with teaching classes?
Well, I'm waiting for this positive news as well. I think in a few months when the vaccine comes, the governments will become more secure and will start allowing for people to return to the normal. But I don't see that they will return this to normal until that security of a vaccine is in their hands. I think that is what is going to happen. And I think a few countries and few companies in the world, there are many of them working on the vaccine. So I'm hoping that in the next months, there will be something that will be effective and that will put the minds of the governments to ease. Whether people take it or not, at least they know there is an option.
Creo que estoy esperando estas buenas noticias, pero hasta que no llegue una vacuna, los gobiernos no se van a sentir seguros de permitir el regreso de la gente, y entonces creo que esta vacuna, en la cual por suerte están trabajando muchas empresas, espero que llegue en los próximos meses, y eso, aunque la gente no todos tomen la vacuna, va a aliviar la mente de los gobiernos.
And in the meantime, we try to keep our sanity by connecting to our students and connecting to our own hearts and trying to do our best through the medium that is available.
Y entre tanto nos mantenemos sanos, conectando con los estudiantes y conectando con nuestro corazón, con los medios que tenemos.
¿Cómo transmite él a sus alumnos sobre miedo? Que la gente tiene miedo enfermarse, miedo salir de la calle, miedo a hacer cosas, miedo.
How do you transmit to your students or work on this fear to get sick, to go out, to do things?
I try to tell my students to live their life as normal as possible, as long as they take some precautions. So for example, if the government is asking them to wear a mask, just wear it and don't have to think about it, just accept it and wash your hands as often as possible. But don't lose human connection, because human connection is very important to vitalize the immune system. So not to be afraid too much of the disease, that it will affect them and it will affect them and it will affect them, but rather to focus on how we can improve our immune system. I was just talking to one student today and I said, what this pandemic has revealed is how fragile our immune system is of human beings. I'm sure that we can improve, and things like yoga can definitely help us improve the immune system. Not just to rely on a vaccine, but also do something to improve the immune system.
Básicamente les digo a mis estudiantes que vivan una vida lo más normal posible, pero tomando las precauciones. Si nos dicen usen máscaras o lávense las manos, por supuesto utilizar estas precauciones. Pero lo más importante es no perder esta conexión humana. No estar con tanto miedo. Lo más importante es mejorar el sistema inmunológico. La pandemia ha revelado cuán frágil es este sistema inmunológico. y lo podemos mejorar mediante el yoga y no esperar solamente a la vacuna.
¿Cómo es la relación entre el profesor y el estudiante?
How would you characterize the relationship between the student and the teacher?
I think in my experience, not only with my own teacher, but also with my students, I see that the relationship between the teacher and the student is very unique. It means that even though I have, let's say, different students, the relationship, the form it takes is very different because each student is different, the mind is different, the connection is different. Just like when a mother has 5 children, she will not have the same relationship with all the 5 children, each one will be very unique. So that's how it is. And the important thing, which is common to all of that, is the heart-to-heart connection. A student-teacher relationship should be based on a heart-to-heart connection. It cannot be on any other dimension.
Principalmente en mi experiencia, no solo como con mi maestro, sino con mis estudiantes, creo que la relación es única. Con los distintos estudiantes que tengo, varía esa relación, porque varían las mentes de los estudiantes, varían el estudiante en sí. Es como la relación de un padre, una madre con sus hijos. Siempre es única la relación con cada uno. Lo importante es que esta conexión sea de corazón a corazón.
La otra pregunta es, ¿cómo piensa que tiene que ser la relación de un instructor de yoga con otro instructor de yoga de distintas líneas de formación?
And how would you characterize the relationship between instructors, one instructor and another instructor from different lines of yoga?
I think any relationship should always be from a heart-to-heart place where there should be some respect for the individuals concerned and based on honesty. I think those two are very, very important to have in any kind of relationship, and I feel this is the same that we should have between instructors who are sincerely trying to transmit their traditions. There must be a relationship based on honesty and respect.
Básicamente, toda relación debe ser de corazón a corazón, con mucho respeto por el individuo y basándose en la honestidad. Esto es para los instructores que están intentando transferir sinceramente o transmitir sinceramente lo que saben o su línea de trabajo.
Es lo mismo que uno realmente respeta líneas de otra línea del yoga, es lo mismo como en la vida, respeta como otro vive, como otro piensa.
Would you say it's the same respecting another line of yoga as respecting the way of life of another person?
I think we have to respect diversity, and this is very important. But what is important is also to stand up for the tradition, stand up for yoga. Because if somebody is teaching something in the name of yoga, but that does not really represent yoga, then we should stand up for it. For example, there's something called beer yoga that somebody has invented. I don't believe that is yoga. So I stand up and say, well, I don't believe that that is yoga. But I don't want to criticize that person because that is that person's choice. But I will stand up for what is my belief because my belief is important.
Creo que es muy importante respetar la diversidad. Eso es esencial. Pero y también hay que defender la tradición del yoga. Cuando alguien está enseñando el yoga, y por ejemplo, hay quienes enseñan algo que es vir yoga, yo no estoy de acuerdo, eso no es yoga, a mi entender, y yo debo decirlo, que no es así, pero no critico a la persona, porque ese es su entendimiento. pero debo defender la tradición del yoga.
So we have to stand for our values. We don't need to accept everything, especially because now we have a lot of problem in the field of yoga. A lot of things are marketed as yoga, which are not even yoga. That is a sad situation. So it's difficult to respect that, but at the same time, we have to respect the human being as a human being, and that is important, but at the same time stand for honesty, because honesty is also important.
Debemos defender los valores y no aceptar todo, pero porque hay muchas cosas que se comercializan o se ofrecen como yoga, pero no lo son. Pero es importante respetar al ser humano, digamos, defender lo que creemos, pero respetar al ser humano.
¿Cómo una persona común de la calle puede saber si lo que está recibiendo es yoga o no?
How would a layperson from anyone decide if what they are receiving is yoga or not?
That's the problem. A layperson will not know.
Ese es el
And
problema. Una persona no
that
lo
is why the responsibility is on the teachers.
Y por eso la responsabilidad recae sobre los profesores de saber eso.
Just like a common man will not know whether the medication he's taking it is good for him or not, the doctor has to take the responsibility to give the right medication. The same way, the yoga teacher has to take that responsibility to give the right teaching.
El hombre común no va a saber si lo que recibe es el yoga correcto, así como no va a saber si en la medicación que le han dado es lo que corresponde. Eso es lo que debe saber el médico. Es quien toma la responsabilidad de dar esa medicación, y así el maestro toma la responsabilidad de dar esa enseñanza de yoga.
Yo quiero preguntar, como todas las posturas es preventivo, recuperativo, curativo, si un alumno ya hace muchísimos años está haciendo su práctica del yoga, todo trae beneficio, puede, si le canta, por ejemplo, una asana sarvangasana o shirshasana, estar media hora en la postura, no puede ser ningún daño. Sí.
Since the different postures are preventative, some student that has practiced for many years could do an asana for half an hour by singing
Sarvangasana.
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 Media hora se puede estar. Si media hora.
Can you say half an hour on a posture?
I think that is very dangerous, because for the common person, because not everybody is able to do Sarvangasana for half an hour. It requires a certain amount of ability to do that. So we cannot prescribe it for everybody that they should do Sarvangasana for half an hour. So in some way, if something is standardized in yoga, that everybody can do this or everybody can do that, then it becomes a bit tricky, because not everybody can do the same thing. That's why the yoga teacher has to teach according to what each student needs and what each student has the capacity to do. This is very important.
Es muy peligroso recomendarlo que alguien haga Sarvangasana por media hora, no al común de la gente. No se puede prescribir para todos. Es muy peligroso o engañoso darlo esto como un estándar. Por eso cada maestro necesita trabajar de acuerdo a las necesidades y las capacidades del alumno.
The more important question is, what do they want to achieve from yoga? Because these asanas have been created for a particular function. It is not standard that everybody has to do these kind of asanas. If you read classical texts like the Yoga Rahasya, for example, or the Hatha Yoga Pradipika, for example, they are always saying that whether it is the asana or the pranayamas, they all have to be practiced with care under the guidance of a teacher to achieve a function. So it's not just, the focus is not on the asana, the focus should be on what do we want to achieve through our yoga practice.
Básicamente, la pregunta que uno debe hacerse es qué quiere lograr con ese yoga, con esa práctica del yoga. ¿Cuál es la función? Obviamente, no es para todos hacer ciertos asanas y esta práctica siempre debe ser guiada y tener una función. Esto es lo que nos dicen las escrituras del yoga, como buscar una función, y eso es lo que nos tenemos que preguntar, a dónde queremos llegar con esa práctica.
Gracias.
Gracias.
Bueno, queremos agradecerle la posibilidad que nos ha dado de estar con él. Fue un verdadero placer y quedamos a disposición de todo lo que necesita aquí en Argentina y en Uruguay.
We want to thank you. It's a real pleasure to have been with you and the ability of having been with you. And we are at your disposal, whatever you need here in Argentina or Uruguay.
Gracias.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you for having me here. This is so nice, and thank you for showing those delightful videos and photographs. It's just fantastic.
Thank you.
Muchísimas gracias por tenernos aquí y por enseñar esas fotos y videos tan hermosos.
Namaste.
Namaste. Namaste.
Namaste.